And as we continue our introspection, that leads to a transpection, in which we're beginning to see with pure consciousness, less and less identifying with that which is passing through our awareness. You have entered into a state of meditation. The field has been set through affirmation and reading and prayer, evocation through the Reverend Wendy Silvers. And you are inviting yourself to be right here and to be right now. As you are establishing yourself in this field of gratitude and thanksgiving and dynamic appreciation and a deep sense of self-worth, self-love, perhaps you can for a moment consider, since this is Mother's Day, anyone who has mothered you on your path, whether it is your biological mother, grandmother, auntie, or an individual in your life that had those qualities of deep compassion and saw you, saw your potential, saw who you really are, and you felt a rush of remembrance of your real nature and being. As you allow yourself to embrace that memory, until you realize that that memory is simply a remembrance of your real nature and being, you will begin to create from wholeness. This is very important because the unenlightened and the uninitiated have a tendency to create from anxiousness, anxiety, worry, doubt, fear, projection of worst-case scenarios, and their constant complaint. So that creation creates a neural pathway, and every thought, of course, has a chemical signature that the body temple becomes addicted to. So an individual unconsciously begins to create from a sense of separation, not from wholeness. So on this day and every day, and on this Mother's Day, you remember the sense of wholeness that you received, the energetic received from anyone who has ever mothered you. And as we move into meditation, we're becoming aware that we are creating from wholeness. We are creative beings, not just here to be in an act of creation, but to be in an act of creativity, which is allow the insights of the great God of the universe and all of the transcendent yet immanent qualities of the Spirit to find expression in our livingness. Every moment is a moment of creation, but every moment is not a moment of creativity. Every single moment you're creating something, whether you're creating from a sense of separation or whether you're creating from a sense of wholeness. When you create from a sense of wholeness, that's art, that's creativity, you see. And so we are coming into an awareness that as we sit and we have an intention to wake up to our glorious nature, and our nature is glorious. We have as we remember that we are creating from a sense of oneness, and we're always one with God, even though there may be an experience of separation. As we sit with an awareness of our fundamental union with the presence that is never an absence, then we become available to the rich insights from the presence. Some may call it the mind heart of the infinite, that recreated itself after its own image and likeness and birthed everything out of its own life. We begin to create a vibrational match for the eternal broadcast that's happening continually, perpetually, never compromising nor contradicting its nature, never living intermittently, but always being itself totally and completely. So therefore, as you sit and begin to create from wholeness, you will begin to see, not necessarily with your eyes, because the eyes are often focused on the three dimensions and how to navigate through time and space, which leads to a cause and effect thinking and living in primarily Newtonian reality. But you begin to see from consciousness, a non-linear point of view, a presence of love and beauty and joy and abundance and affluence and opulence and an absolute intelligence that's everywhere. You begin to see this. And now the eternal leaps as you're thinking, leaps as your conversation, leaps into expression as your inspired action. You're creating from wholeness. And so that you are breaking the pattern by becoming conscious of creating from separation, breaking the addiction of creating from a sense of separation and anxiety, which has been normalized by many people and normalized by a society, a global civilization that would love you to be worried and fearful and doubtful and see from a sense of separation, so that you can be more easily controlled and turned into a consumer of things that you don't need in order to feel a sense of wholeness or safety or well-being. Your body temple is the only pharmacy that you really need most of the time. But you must begin to create from wholeness. So we sit to wake up. The byproduct is that we enter into creativity from a sense of wholeness, wellness, well-being, unity. And then you begin to be able to carry more energy that allows you to become comfortable with bliss and ecstasy and joy and happiness for no reason whatsoever. Just a state that leads you to another stage. Once you're able to stabilize a state of unity and oneness, then the power and the dominion of your awareness produces a stage of emergence of the next stage of your evolution or your unfoldment. You come out a victim. And so let us remember in this moment all of our mothers. Some might say, oh, my biological mother wasn't around, she passed too soon, or wasn't necessarily the perfect idea. She brought you here, though, so you give thanks for that. But you think about other individuals, perhaps, that gave you a mothering spirit, whether it doesn't matter the gender, that divine feminine, that compassion, that love, wherever it came from. You remember that and how it gave you a sense of nurturing, a remembrance of well-being, a remembrance that you matter, that you're significant, you have infinite potential. And we begin to be aware of that. And we begin to stabilize around that. And then we create from that. So we're not creating from the survival self, we're not creating from the reptilian mind, we're not creating from fight or flight. Even though those are necessary if you're in danger. You're creating from abundance, well-being, love, wholeness. You are a creative being. Let us become masters of our preferred state, that we may emerge and surprise our present self with the potential that's within each and every one of us. Let's be still and know that God, not a man in the sky, God presence, as Yeshua ben Joseph said, we must worship God in spirit and in truth. God is spirit, presence, love, intelligence, beauty. Be still and know that the I am God is in the midst of you. Now, someone has taken the clock up here, so I'll just intuit. If we go an hour, it's just because I generally meditate for an hour. So let me get my watch, my clock, so that I can have some level of linear timeology. Squeeze your shoulders to your ears. Squeeze everything and put a smile on your face. That inner pharmacy, because of this smile, is producing tonic chemicals right now that's slowing down the aging process, allowing the brain to have a deeper level of coherence, the immune system to be more available to harmony and wholeness, regulating blood pressure. Just smile, release. As I've said over the years, when you put a smile on your face, you're giving your face value. Our back is straight, it's erect, but it's not rigid. It's just erect so that the message is that I am awake, I'm alert, I have respect for this moment. Our hands are facing in an upward position as a sign of true receptivity and availability. Thumb and fourth finger touching as a mudra of transcendence of ego perception. Establish yourself in a vibrational intention to wake up to your glorious nature. Now activate the mystic chord of memory of moments in your life where you were divinely mothered. In the feeling tone of being recognized and loved and supported, and regardless of whether it is your biological mother or grandmother or auntie, if it is, that's great. If it's someone else, that's great. Even if you were mothered by Mother Earth and you were being bathed by the ocean or the forest or the mountain or the desert or the river or the lakes or the trees or flowers, remember Mother. Catch this feeling. Ah, it's beautiful. Say thank you, Mom. Thank you. Allow for your attention to embrace this feeling tone of being mothered into wholeness and to remembrance of your real identity. You're meditating on this, meaning you're paying attention to this. This is important. Other thoughts may flit through, past experiences may flit through, but you are paying attention right now to the activation of the feeling tone of remembrance of being mothered into wholeness and the feeling tone of that. You are rich enough to pay attention to this feeling tone of wholeness. If the attention drifts into interpretation of past experiences or opinions or inner conversations, let it just pass on through. Identify only with the feeling tone of you being mothered into a sense of wholeness, deep recognition of your real nature and being, infinite potential. Come back to yourself. Stabilize around this feeling tone so that you are creating from wholeness and wellness, tonic chemicals, inspired thought, gifted intuition, a sense of well-being and prosperity. All of this, even before any manifestation occurs. You're not living to be happy when something happens in the future. You're living from the sense of wholeness now, and the future forms itself around this sense of wholeness, love, and deep remembrance of your wellness and oneness. Remember that slight smile on the face, soulful remembrance of the mothering and the caretaking that you have received in this incarnation, that brought you to the feeling tone of wellness and wholeness and self-worth. be still and to know the I am presence is God within you, your awareness. Be still, quiet, silent, sacred solitude. Another moment of pure intentionality, striking the mystic chord of memory. Moments when you were truly mothered into a remembrance of your real identity, of wholeness and wellness, well-being, self-love and self-appreciation. And obviously, this is something we can partake in, whether it's Mother's Day or not. For every day is a day we're being mothered by Mother Nature, Mother Earth. Take a nice pure inhalation. Release with a sigh of ah. Ah. And let us become aware in a non-linear way the thousands of people who are tuning in at this precise moment, all around this round sphere called Mother Earth, tuning in to be turned on by love and wholeness and well-being. To come to a sense of remembrance as to our real identity. To come out of any sense of identity crisis of separation. All of these beings we are now in alignment with fundamental awareness of our oneness with the presence, regardless of when individuals tune in based on their time zone considerations. We're all entering into this eternal now and are one with God in and as each other. We're magnifying the Lord, the great law of life. It is from this awareness we're into a prayerful tryst with the presence. That is, we come into a deep state of gratitude and dynamic thanksgiving and pure appreciation for life itself. That we are alive, we are awake, we are aware, we know who we are. And in this dynamic feeling tone of gratitude, the recognition factor is activated and we recognize the presence. We recognize it again and again and again. Life is magnificent. God is everywhere. Life is everywhere. Peace and joy is everywhere except where it's being suppressed by limited perception, but not here and right now because we're living in the perception of wholeness. Mothered back to our real identity. Feeling and sensing our oneness with God. Here we create. The word is spoken from this sense of oneing. Let there be life and love and beauty and intelligence and abundance and harmonizing prosperity and affluence and opulence and wellness and well-being, divine intelligence, harmony and order, and a deep sense of pure intelligence moving through and as us right now. A sense of safety just takes over our nervous system. This is the word, it's the vibrational frequency, a fundamental law unto itself that only knows its own unfolding. Here and now. This is the word that's being spoken for each and every one of us. All around the globe, but right here and right now in a non-linear, non-Newtonian point of view. Quantum, mystical awareness. For this, we give thanks. Our prayer, we feel that our needs are met. We feel we are safe. We feel that everything is working together for our good. This feeling becomes our law, matched vibrationally, and then it outpictures itself as our experience. Here it is, and we allow it to be so. And so it is. As we slowly open our eyes, if we're with anyone, we just bow to them and say, now so be it. Be the frequency of wholeness. Be a true remembrance of who and whose you are and what you represent. Peace and blessings, and thank you for tuning in for these brief moments of the art and science of the practice of meditation. It happens every Sunday right here at Agape International Spiritual Center, 7:45 a.m. Pacific Time. Thank you for tuning in. This is your opportunity to put this frequency of wholeness and wellness and well-being into practice through you becoming generous in your donations, your gifts, your offerings, your tithes. However it is you reflect upon generosity, because you're waking up to the truth that you came to the planet not to get, but you took an incarnation to let your light so shine, to let your gifts unfurl, to let your infinite potential be activated that you may express your intrinsic nature. And so giving is a way by which you prime the pump and practice the activation of generosity so that you may be permanently prospered and always carry the feeling tone of living from the overflow and having exactly what you need when you need it. And so as we close our eyes for just a second, let us give something. Let us give thanks. Let us give thanks for whatever it is we have to give. Let us consciously bless it. Let us consciously dedicate it to the knowing of truth, the truth of our being that makes us free. And so it is. Amen. So if you are now prepared to give, you can give in this way. You can use your phone, and you can take the camera portion of your phone, and on your screen is a QR code. You shine the camera, point it in the direction of your QR code. It'll take you right into the portal of Agape International Spiritual Center. There you will discover that you can choose the amount you're willing to give today. You can also choose to set it so that you can give on a regular basis, systematic, automatic, and becoming a giver and a sustainer of this community. You can do that right now. If, in fact, you would like to text your gift, you can text the word GIVE to 424-321-6243. All of this information is on your screen. Some of you write me and say you took snapshots of it, and throughout the week you may give when you get unexpected but expected income, and that's always appreciated. But you can text the word GIVE to that number, take you into the same portal, but you're just accessing it through texting. On both of those particular ways of giving, if you write the word COVER after your gift, it means you're covering the expense of that technology. You're taking on the expense, which is approximately 3% of your gift. If you would like to mail in your donation, make out your checks or money orders to Agape International. Send it to Agape International, 8549 Wilshire Boulevard, Suite 1156, Beverly Hills, California, 90211, USA. We're doing our uttermost to put the United back into the United States through the activity and the activation of unconditional love. So you can mail that in. We love the gifts, and obviously we love the letters and the testimonies and things of that particular nature. Now, if you just want to go directly to the Agape website, by all means, please do that. Go to agapelive.com. You'll find the donation panel. You'll choose the amount, and it's like you're checking out from our Alice's Quiet Mind bookstore, but you're checking out with a donation, which means you're vibrationally checking in to having more than enough, which becomes a part of your law. You can also set it to give on a regular basis, and for many of you that have already done this, you can join the auto tithe program, which you give on a regular basis. That's very important in terms of us really being able to budget more efficiently and properly. Those are the ways that you can give. please do so. I'll be right back. We're going to call forth the Reverend Julie Moret. She's going to highlight a few of the things going on in our community.
Good morning. We've got a few highlighted announcements for you today. You can visit agapelive.com for more information and to find out about all of our weekly offerings. All times listed are Pacific time. This week's guest on Reverend Michael's Take Back Your Mind podcast is award-winning author, intuitive self-love coach, podcaster, global retreat leader, and founder of Mawu's Goddess Mystery School, Abiola Abrams. Abiola's latest book, From Imagination to Reality, Secret Manifestation Lessons and the Law of Assumption from Abdullah Master Alchemist, is being released this month by Hay House. Abdullah was a 20th century Ethiopian rabbi and metaphysical teacher who influenced many spiritual teachers, including Neville Goddard. And on Friday, check out the next episode of the Take Back Your Mind Life Question of the Week, Staying the Path, When Meditation Feels Like a Struggle. Watch or listen to Take Back Your Mind and the Life Question of the Week with Michael B. Beckwith on YouTube, iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Subscribe to receive alerts when new shows drop each Wednesday and Friday. Today at 2 o'clock, One from the Heart offers our online bereavement support group for those who've experienced the physical loss of a human loved one. Also meeting at 2 p.m. is our animal bereavement support group for the loss of an animal companion. Register on our website by clicking on the appropriate bereavement support banner. The Crisis Support Clinic offers Zoom mini counseling sessions every Monday from 4 to 6 p.m. To receive details for your first come, first serve complimentary one-on-one session with a licensed practitioner, email crisissupport@agapelive.com. This is offered to the community at large and anybody may attend. Are you in our local area? Are you interested in meeting more like-hearted individuals in our community? We are looking for volunteers ready to serve and share their gifts and support of Agape and all of our ministries. Agape's Sacred Service Ministries. You can discover the Discovery and Orientation session will take place 3 times in May. You can come Wednesday, May 15th, Wednesday, May 22nd, and Saturday, May 25th. Email sacredservice@agapelive.com to receive the Zoom information and discover what volunteer opportunities Agape has in store for you. The One Love Ministry invites you to join our monthly meeting Saturday, May 18th at 9 a.m. live on Zoom. Our speaker is Reverend Carlton Thibaut. His topic is In Full Bloom and Blooming Still. Email lgbt@agapelive.com for the link. Our 27th annual Sacred Service Saturday is happening June 15th. We will be living the love all over the greater Los Angeles community and beyond. Sign up to join up and experience the joy of service that is at the core of our spiritual teachings. You can go to agapelive.com, sign up today, or click on the QR code and go straight to registration. We have the projects on display in the rotunda as well, so if you're here in person in the next services, you can go and check them out in the lobby area. And if you are not near Los Angeles, email ssslights@agapelive.com to join us as a satellite project of Sacred Service Saturday right in your local community. Let's do this together. And Agape University presents a free masterclass with Michael B. Beckwith and a lineup of stellar teachers in our free event. It's called Technology of Prayer. Change your vibration, change your life. It's a masterclass Tuesday, May 28th at 6 p.m. Prayer is not just about finding answers. It is about embodying the vibration of the answer. Sign up today at agapelive.com. Also today, stop by Alice's Quiet Mind bookstore to pick up your copy of The Motherhood Evolution, How Thriving Mothers Raise Thriving Children by our own Susie Lula. Rev Susie will meet you there after the 11 a.m. service, and you can get your book signed. Probably you can give it as a gift, or it's probably like one of the best gifts you could give yourself if you're a mom. Tools, support, compassion, all the good things. While the following is not an Agape event, it emanates from Agape and its teachings. Paul, can you play that video, please?
We are The Good House, a specialist publishing service for spiritual authors. Our mission is to develop the gifts and talents of individuals in sharing their message generously with the world. And already, Our authors come from all over the globe, including Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith, Australian educational trailblazer Gavin McCormick, Agape licensed spiritual practitioners Jason Benefield and Reverend Cynthia Ambrose, and Agape sister community in South Korea, Rittenville. This month, join award-winning best-selling authors Karen Mills Alston and me, Sean Patrick, for a 3-day book writing retreat in Los Angeles, from the evening of Thursday, 30th of May to Saturday, the 1st of June. This immersive experience combines both spiritual and practical exercises to spark your creative process and will give you the time and space you need to get your imagination down on paper. Not only will you gain invaluable insight from our 6 masterclasses, you'll meet like-minded individuals and receive one-to-one support. We'll also be awarding one lucky attendee with a worldwide publishing contract. To register, go to tghbooks.com/retreat. We'll see you there.
So many opportunities for you. Take a listen, pick what's yours, and jump in. Many blessings.
Thank you, Reverend Julie. Return within for just a second. And let us give thanks for the inflow, the influx of harmonizing prosperity. It's flowing through the coffers of Agape, transmuting into equipment, the building, staff, everything necessary for this perfect spiritual idea known as Agape International to manifest with ease and with grace and continued unfoldment. It's happening now. So it is. Amen. For the 15 people who are here in person at this particular service, if you're deciding to give cash or a check, there are ushers in the back of the sanctuary, and you may give your donation that way as well. Thank all of you for your generosity. Where you are, wherever you are, you may stand up for this moment of benediction. Always reminding you that the 2 more services, meditation at 8:30, worship, celebration, fellowship service at 9 a.m. Pacific time, meditation at 11 a.m., worship, fellowship, celebration service at 11:30 a.m., celebrating Mama. So if you're in the LA area, come on up to Agape, particularly that 11 a.m. service. We're ready for our change, Charles Holt is singing. I'm ready for my change. Feel that. As we're forgiving ourselves, we're forgiving so-called others. We're living in a deep state of forgiveness perpetually, so that no dirt or grime or resentment or animosity can become chronically a part of our thought pattern, that we may be free to reflect and to reveal the infinite in ways that have never happened before, rising up out of the sea of mental garbage into rarefied atmosphere of unconditional love, perfect peace, dynamic good, and pure intelligence. That is our calling, and so it is. Amen. Peace and richest blessings